Razer has been unstoppable. 5 fights this season with 5 wins. He's earned a tournament spot as well as redeemed himself. But tonight, his toughest test lays before him. Surgeon General, a bot whose playoff hopes hang by a thread. Can the former finalist take down the bot in form, or will his hopes take one final blow? It's all coming up tonight as the BattleBots Reborn Cup continues!
Hello everyone and welcome back to BattleBots Reborn Cup where, look, the sign is lit up again.
It's been forever.
We finally got an extension cord so that I could plug it in and then drape its cord around the shirt and it looks beautiful. And you know, Sam, who else looks beautiful? You.
Oh, thank you.
And you know who else needs an extension cord? Some of the bots going into tonight's Fight Night round that are on life support as they try to get into the tournament with one fight left to prove it.
Yeah, our penultimate episode of the Fight Night rounds has some bots biting bolts as the competition for the tournament gets fierce.
Oh, I was supposed to add stuff. I got sidetracked. Anyway, let's go look at the fight card. Nugget.
We're gonna have to get them out now.
Tonight we'll see which bot can avoid an 0-4 Fight Night season. Is it going to be Monsoon or Ultraviolent?
Panic Attack and Warhawk are both on the outside looking in and will be eager to grab a convincing win.
And it's a big main event tonight as the undefeated Razer, who has already booked his spot in the Fight Night rounds, gets a serious prove-it match against a bot who really needs the win to make sure his season continues. Surgeon General versus Razer. For more on that main event and the card itself, let's go to our pit reporter, Captain Mantine.
Thank you, Nick, and this is just a main event of 2 true classics, Razer and Surgeon General. And I think it's going to be a real showdown, you know. Razer's got that very optimal wedge design that's sloped up, and if Surgeon General's in the overcutter mode, it may not be able to hit it, but I think no matter what happens, that beak of Razer is going to come off, because that Surgeon General disc is just so powerful. And I think it's going to be a match of control and aggression for Razer. I don't know how much damage it's going to be able to do, so if it can control the other 2 categories, it could very well win this fight, but if Surgeon General stays aggressive and keeps the damage up, it's going to take this one.
Thanks, Cap. We'll talk to you again later, but now we're going to get this card started. First up, we have Bite Force versus Duck. As bad as it's been for the champ, he's got one last chance to save his season.
Yeah, it's been a season to forget for the defending champ. 3 straight losses via knockout. He's looked absolutely terrible, if we're being honest, but the selection committee have given him one last chance in Fight Night to prove he's got something worth seeing in the tournament. All he's got to do is beat the high-flying but not that good Duck.
Yeah, stakes are high for Duck as well, and a loss would surely spell the end of his season.
Yeah, because he came out of the qualifiers. He's just a bot that has never been able to build up a good resume. He is 2-1, and that's pretty good, but a loss that puts him at 2-2 in the growing field of 2-2s, Duck does not have the resume to compete with some of these bots. This is a must-win for him.
If Bite Force were to win, does he deserve a spot in the tournament?
Honestly, probably not. But because he's a champ, he may be given the nod, and he needs to look at it that way, that if you don't win, you don't have a chance. If you win, who knows? So, let's see if he can throw it all out there in one last fight.
Yeah, down in the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square. This season, he's been unable to boast, but if you think he's finished, he's like your girlfriend. Not even f***ing close. It's Bite Force! In the blue square, angrier than a goose, and probably on juice. This bastard bird will leave you hanging like a noose. Peace was never an option against Duck!
Let the bot battle begin. The champ is looking to save his season, and he's got the resurgent duck to go through to do it. Early stalemates from both bots. Bite Force trying to get purchased with that weapon.
Duck's defense holding out somewhat, at least for now. We'll see in the coming minutes of this match.
He's already doing better than he did against the Minotaur, where he didn't really seem to care, which was a huge problem for him. But it's his only loss on the year at the moment. He's in a great position. And if he can take down the champ, that would put him in a strong position, but a mistimed flip gives Bite Force a chance.
A terribly mistimed flip, might I add.
Bite Force is not really able to push Duck backwards, though. He's lacking some drive power and weapon power, as he's not really getting good shots with the weapon.
Oh, a piece came off.
That's a piece of Bite Force's weapon. So apparently constantly hitting Duck's big plow isn't going to work. He's got to get a little more strategic now if he wants to find a way to win this fight. And he absolutely needs a fight. There go pieces flying off the side of Duck.
More hits like that, and Bite Force should at least deal enough damage to possibly win in a judge's decision.
And who knows if that'll even be enough for him. He may have to go out and get the knockout. But at the very least, he needs to go and get the win. Duck pushing him back into the wall as we hit the halfway point. In a very dogged performance, both bots willing to make it ugly. And there goes a ram blade off of Duck, and more of Bite Force's weapon.
Honestly, I didn't expect Duck to be doing as much damage as he is.
He's just doing the strategy of, your weapon will break on my face, which is something he's very good at. And he briefly gets under Bite Force, but not enough to get a solid lift in.
He has to be careful with those mistimed flips, though, because it might do him more bad than good.
Bite Force staring elimination in the face. He's got to find a way to do more damage and make sure he wins this fight. If he doesn't, it will be the end of his season. But Duck is making it difficult, shoving him into the corner of the box. Ooh, Bite Force underneath. Loses the opportunity.
Yeah, didn't stay underneath for long.
And time is running out. About 15 seconds left. Duck again pushes Bite Force back. And now the final 10 seconds. Oh! Big chunk off of Duck. It could be crucial damage for Bite Force. And the clock hits 0. Is it enough damage for Bite Force? The fate of his season is now in the hands of the judges. And the bots continue to push each other. It's over, guys. Well, there's good news for Bite Force. He did not get knocked out in this fight. But the bad news is he was still very unconvincing.
Yeah, I mean, the best, I guess, is that he did get some damage throughout the fight and at the end, but I really just don't know if it was enough.
Yeah, he got some damage, but Duck also got some damage breaking up the weapon a little bit, and then he was also in control. He won more pushing battles than he lost.
Yeah, overall, he was in control of the match more than Bite Force. So it'll be interesting to see how the judges go about, scoring this match.
The fate of both robots and their season hangs in the balance. Let's hear what the judges have to say.
The results from the judges are in. Your winner, by unanimous decision, is... Duck!
Well, Sam, there you have it. That completes what has been a terrible season for the defending champ. It's been pretty poor. And I do have to take blame for that because I was the one that put this this build in for this season, so I apologize. Just know that come Season 7, Bite Force will be back with a brand new build, and it will definitely be ready to go back and try to win the title.
Yeah, everybody in the comments do a quick shame for Nick. There's a little bell emoji. Do it.
Yeah, just make it brief, though.
Yeah, very brief.
My confidence is very fragile right now.
Anyways, we're gonna go into the second fight for the night. We have Hexadecimator versus Minotaur. The fact that this outdated Hex-ED build has a chance mean it's been a good season.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have expected Hexadecimator to not only get to Fight Night, because he did it through the qualifiers, but then he's won 2 fights when he's been here. It's pretty impressive, although the bot itself has struggled significantly in all of his fights so far. So it's hit and miss.
And then on the flip side, we have Minotaur, another aged build, but he's not happy with how his season has gone so far.
Yeah, this is not where the Brazilians want to be. 1-2 going into the last round, desperate for a victory. This is a bot and a team that expects to be going far into tournaments, far enough to win trophies. And that's not the level they're at right now, which, I mean, right, they're going to get a new build in Season 7, but we're still in Season 6. That's going to wait. They got to figure out if this bot can make the best out of what the season is.
Well, let's see if they're capable. Down in the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square, he needs replacing more than your old radiator, but he still sends your ass back to the south side of the equator. It's Hexadecimator! In the blue square, he's ready to deliver 6 cans of Team Whoop-Ass, one for every side of your pathetic bot. It's Minotaur!
Let the bot battle begin. 2 more bots fighting for their season, and Minotaur immediately ran into the wall.
Yeah, what is he doing?
That's a very bad start for Minotaur, but now he's on the attack. Hexadecimator knows he needs a perfect fight, and he nearly got it on the first attempt.
Minotaur's gotta be careful because it could happen.
He's already lost 1 fight this season by that method, getting pinned on his side. That was against Death Roll. Minotaur spinning himself back and then getting flipped immediately by Hexadecimator. It's a good start for the aged flipping machine as he continues to just bump into Minotaur, flip him over, and then Minotaur deciding to try and self-right. Oh, missed attack there by Hexadecimator could be costly as Minotaur gets underneath and behind and flips him.
Is this gonna be it?
And just how his season started in Fight Night, Hexadecimator's pinned on his side, Minotaur going in trying to cause damage. Is he trying to give Hexadecimator second life? He does!
And then immediately takes it away, maybe?
Hexadecimator has completely lost control of this fight. He started off oh so well, but Minotaur has found his feet again.
I feel like Minotaur at the beginning might have just done his tricky little drive as a fake out.
XED got him flipped over again. Didn't do much on that occasion. Minotaur riding over the top and getting himself back. Minotaur gets to the side of HexED's underneath again.
At any moment now, I think Minotaur is doing enough damage.
Flipper damage to Hexadecimator. That could be the end of the fight if he can't flip himself back over. Minotaur changed the pace of this fight, and he is untouchable as Hexadecimator's riding the wall to try and escape. And it didn't work. And now Minotaur has him right where he wants him. Is he gonna free him again or not? He's trying to go for a wheel, it seems. The count has started on HexED. Big drive. HexED still flipped over. The count is out. Minotaur has won it very convincingly. Well, it's a tale of 2 halves in this fight, Sam. Hexadecimator, very bright start, and he even nearly won it with that first flip, nearly pinning Minotaur on the side.
Yeah, if he could have gotten that at the beginning, or if he could have done something similar to that later on, he would have had this match But as you saw, it was just kind of his loss.
He did everything he could to try and recreate that first attack, but Minotaur was able to bounce out of it, flip himself, and this was the crucial moment where Hexadecimator went in, missed a flip, hit the wall, and Minotaur took control from there.
Minotaur had a lot of openings that he created later in the match, and to be honest, it won him this fight. He did his best, he got underneath Hexadecimator, and took control.
Cap, this result means Minotaur is now 2-2. Does he have a chance to make the tournament or not?
I think he absolutely does, Nick. His losses were against two very strong robots, and even though his wins weren't against very impressive robots, his wins themselves were impressive. And considering Minotaur is such a fan favorite, I can't see it not being in the round of 32 here.
Well, Hexy, you kinda started off good.
If only kind of would get you to the tournament. Now, Hexy D, you can't be too upset with the season. 2-2, 4-2 if you count the qualifier matches. Just come back to Season 7, ready to go, and we'll be ready to accept your new build, and who knows how far he can go. I mean, if this build can show some promise with how outdated it was, I can't wait to see what the new build does.
Yeah, you are 100% right. But putting the past behind us, we're now going into the third fight for the night. Monsoon versus Ultraviolet. Someone's got to win, so let's get down to the box and see who gets it.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square. Instead of being wet, this spot's been drier than the desert. His playoff chances aren't the only thing that's flaking away. Okay, seriously Lo, he does need a new skin routine. It's Monsoon! In the blue square, he makes Ted Bundy, Charles Manson, and Jack the Ripper look like amateurs. Because to him, as they are, he's not just extra aggressive, he's ultra violent!
Let the bot battle begin. These two are looking to put rough seasons behind them and finish out with a win, and it's Ultraviolent getting behind Monsoon and putting them into the wall. Weapon first as well.
A nice start to the match, and now Monsoon's kind of stuck.
He has the ability to move that weapon casing. Now he's starting to finally try it. Don't know why he waited so long. Ultraviolent slams him into the corner.
Yeah, taking that opportunity.
Ultraviolent getting underneath again. Monsoon tipped awkwardly, should be able to move out of it and does so. But now has the weapon behind the chassis.
He's working on it, Nick. He's working on it.
Well, he might need to work on it faster because Ultraviolent is taking an early lead in this fight. At any moment, Monsoon could take control. He's the only one of the two that has a weapon capable of damage. As he, again, just continues to move around awkwardly with that weapon behind him. I don't know why he's doing that.
Maybe he's stuck?
Yeah, maybe a piston or something went out. Maybe a servo's not responding correctly.
Ah, there we go.
He finally puts it the right way and gets a little bit of damage on the wedge of Ultraviolent, doing his best to hold him in the corner. And a good match so far for Ultraviolent.
All it takes is one nice and timed hit, though. We're halfway through the match. Hopefully Monsoon can actually do something.
What he did was nearly get pinned on the side of the chassis there. That would have been a 1 in a million shot from Ultraviolent. We nearly saw that with Minotaur earlier in the episode. It happens to him quite often, but I don't think Monsoon has ever lost that way. Both bots driving at a fairly quick pace. A pace at which mistakes could happen more quickly. Like there's a driving mistake from Ultraviolent. He turned a little too much, but again, Monsoon didn't do much.
Yeah, luckily for him, the mistake didn't amount to much. But he did lose a couple of pieces there.
Yeah, the wedge on Ultraviolent is starting to show more wear and tear. Trying to use those arms a little bit more now as he throws Monsoon back.
We are, however, nearing the end of the match, and now is as good of a time as any for Monsoon to get some damage.
He's got enough that he might win the category, but has he done enough in the rest of the fight? Smoke now pouring out of someone, and it's Monsoon. It's Monsoon's weapon, I believe. I'm not even sure where that damage came from.
It's a mystery.
Well, right as I said he might win the damage category, he might now be drawing it as he gets thrown around again in the final few seconds. As this one heads to the judges, it might be clear who wins, but you never know when it goes the distance. Well, both bots have had bad seasons, but there's been a little more of positive moments from Ultraviolent in his 3 fights, and even in this fight, he seemed a little bit more up for the task than Monsoon.
Yeah, Monsoon didn't really do much. He drove around. He kind of got the wrong direction with his weapon. I honestly don't know what was going through his head in such a crucial moment.
Yeah, while he seemed very distracted, Ultraviolent seemed to have had a game plan in mind, and they stuck with it. They just kept ramming into Monsoon and making sure he was unbalanced.
It would have been very cool if we got to see that 1 in a million pin, though, with Monsoon on his side. But alas, we'll see what the judges have to say. We'll see who goes on in the tourney.
The results from the judges are in. Your winner, by unanimous decision, is... Ultraviolent!
Unanimous?
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I could too.
He didn't really do much, Monsoon. In the fight or in the entire season, if we're being honest.
Rip Monsoon.
Yeah, he'll be back down the qualifiers. Ultraviolent will be hoping that with a 1-3 record, they've done enough to book a place to fight night next year, but we'll see what happens.
We shall
He
indeed.
didn't do much this year either. I mean, 1 win against an 0-4 Monsoon, you know?
Yeah, that's fair. Not doing too great, but it is what it is. Yeah. Going into the 4th fight, number 4. You see it? 4. We have the Minotaur versus Omega 13. Omega 13's return to the big stage has been unforgiving.
He did great to get out of the qualifiers in a decently tough bracket, and then he's been slammed in the fight night rounds with bots that counter him really well. This is the 3rd fight for Omega 13 against a bot with a decent wedge or flipper combination. He's going to be very upset with the selection committee for what they've done to him this year.
Well, while Omega 13 has at least fought valiantly, the Matador has been poor.
Very, very poor indeed, and it's just, his season never got off to a good start. Black Dragon ripped him a new one, and from there he's just shown his inabilities, his inconsistencies, and he desperately needs a new build as well. I mean, he could go on and win this fight and go to 2-2, and then, you know, maybe he's got a chance at the postseason. Does he even want it? He might get embarrassed.
And with a win, whose odds of moving on are better?
I'd have to say the Matadors because he started 2 tiers higher than Omega 13, but Omega 13 could win in a valiant, really good performance, and maybe that's enough to get him into the conversation. So, either way.
Well, let's go talk down in the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square.
They say to grab him by the horns, but nobody tells you where to go from there. Because it's hell. You'll go straight to hell. Don't grab his horns unless you're prepared to die.
It's the Matador! In the blue square.
His favourite gaming console? A Sega. His preferred tax source? Ortega. And the best device? Break a leg.
It's
Omega 13.
Let the bot battle begin! Two old-timers from the Comedy Central days of BattleBots squaring off here. Matador getting an early flip and a half flip to start off.
But a piece fell off?
Might be a piece of wheel guard from the Matador. This is the third fight Omega 13 has had in the Fight Night rounds against a bot with some sort of lifter or wedge combination.
It also seems like Omega 13's not doing the best with driving today.
No, it's really, he just hasn't gotten going. Matador getting all kinds of half tosses in, and he's finally able to back away Omega 13, but he takes a big shot there. We saw him in the last round against Gemini, just zipping around the corners. His driving was on point there, and he goes right over the top of the Matador again. That was actually a good shot there by Omega 13. Concentrating on the wheel guards, which have taken significant damage, but another flip from the Matador sends Omega 13 skyward.
Matador's gonna have to be careful too, because although he's getting a lot of flips in now, the more Omega 13 really just kind of pounds into his front, he might lose his flipper.
It's a very good point, but as long as he continues to rack up the flips, he might not care in these early stages.
Nice hit from Omega 13 on the Matador's side there, taking some damage.
The right wheel is now fully exposed for the Matador. The left wheel still has a couple pieces. So if Omega 13 can just concentrate on one wheel, maybe he'll get some success. There he goes towards the left wheel as the Matador is trying to shake away and get some distance. There's Omega 13 working towards the right wheel again. The Matador sensed the danger though and backed away nicely.
Omega 13's a really fast bot build, and for the Matador, he kind of has to be very defensive throughout the match, because otherwise it creates openings, very tiny openings that Omega 13 can kind of utilize.
I'd say the Matador has edged the battle, but there goes another piece of wheel guard, and now I believe both wheels are heavily exposed for the Matador. So while his defense has been pretty good in this fight, there have been times where Omega 13 has caught him slacking.
If Omega 13 can get one of the wheels, I think that'll be significant if they can make it to the judges.
Now the Matador's got Omega 13 cornered. Trying to get some flips, but the flipper is losing a little battery life. Final 10 seconds as this fight is poised to go to the judges. And it's looking kind of close at the moment. Both bots have put in a hell of a shift.
Oh, and there's the wheel!
And in the final seconds, Omega 13 gets the left wheel. That might shake the scorecards a little bit as we head to a judge's decision. Well, while this fight may not have had a lot of damage, there was a lot of good driving moments from both machines, but it started with the Matador just making it very difficult for Omega 13 to get any purchase.
Throughout the match, though, Omega 13 did very good at getting the amount of damage that he got in.
Yeah, slowly but surely, he would get little moments here and there. He worked the angles, slowly wore down those wheel guards, and then when the Matador's wheels were exposed, he was able to take advantage in the very end of the fight.
Even though, like Nick said earlier, there wasn't a lot of damage, it was still a very fun fight to watch with all of the strategy going on, all of the good driving that we saw. I'm excited to see how other matches can play up to this.
This card will be interesting from the judges because the only category that seems like it's easily won is Omega 13 in damage. What about the rest of them?
The results from the judges are in. We have a split decision. Judge Cap scored the battle for the Matador. Judge which scored the battle for
Omega 13!
Judge Nick scored the battle for your winner.
The Matador!
So we talked in the box. No. Omega 13. I really don't know.
Well, I mean, he's 1-3 now, so he's definitely not getting
Yeah.
it. Now the conversation would switch to the Matador.
There we go.
And that might be as brief as, I don't know. But pretty good fight between them. I thought Omega 13 might have stolen it there at the end with that damage to the wheel of the Matador. Just wasn't enough. But he had a decent season overall.
Yeah, a lot of bots you can say have had decent seasons overall, but
Yeah, when you put it into perspective, Omega 13 finishes 3-3 overall this season. And with a decent opposition that can counter him in the Fight Night rounds, I mean, that's not the worst thing in the world.
that's true, that's true.
It's a box on wheels with spikes.
Not much you can do. Going into the fifth fight, we have Chromefly versus Mecha Rampage. Last season, Mecha Rampage was a quarterfinalist, but this season he's been a shadow of his former self.
And it all stems from the power of the weapon, because last season it was tearing off pieces left, right, and center. This season, it's shedding pieces left, right, and center. He hasn't been the same since. He'll need a new build to really try to capture that Season 5 form, but so far this year, he's just not been at the races.
While at the same record, Chromefly has been a bit better than usual.
Yeah, and with the help of the drone, he's in a position where maybe, just maybe, he could sneak a spot into the tournament. Who would have thought that at the start of the qualifiers?
Don't even get me started on that drone.
Yeah, you're not really happy with that drone.
I'm not happy with that drone. I mean, I'm happy with the drone. I'm not so happy that it's the drone winning versus Chromefly winning.
Well, maybe if in this fight, if the main bot can help pick up some of the slack, maybe that's enough to get him in.
We shall see.
Down
the box.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time!
in the red square. God, I hope this drone's back is okay. He's been carrying the main bot all season long.
It's Chromefly!
In the blue square. Too big to be a skirmish, yet too small to be a riot. And under less control than your drunk friend at the bar on a Friday night.
It's Mecha Rampage!
Let the bot battle begin. So can the main bot of Chromefly step up and get a big win, or is he going to need more help from the drone?
Again.
Early on, a couple exchanges. Mecha Rampage hanging a little close to the kill saws.
I feel like Chromefly's weapons might be a little too high to actually hit Mecha Rampage, but I could be wrong.
Maybe not the cleanest of contacts, as now the drone's trying to get in between the main bots.
Oh, a wheel!
Two wheels! 2 wheels off of Mecha Rampage instantly! And that's gonna change the fight.
I wouldn't be surprised if the other two are gone by mid-match, maybe?
Chromefly's doing a nice job of kind of scooting across Mecha Rampage. Direct shot from the drone has Mecha Rampage smoking!
And he lost another wheel!
My goodness, what a performance this is from Chromefly and the drone. Now can he go out and get that last wheel and finish this fight? It would be a very good knockout result to have on his resume.
It looks like the drone's trying to at least angle towards getting it every once in a while.
The drone is kind of patiently waiting for an opportunity as the main bot tries to move in.
But now smoke from Chromefly.
Yeah, was that from him hitting the wall?
You're correct.
My goodness. Even when he's doing it right, he's getting it wrong.
Oh, did he get a static hit?
He might have. Halfway through the fight, Chromefly looking to finish it, but there is no count-out rules for crab walking, so Mecha Rampage is still there and still dangerous.
Yeah, it looks like Chromefly is trying to take a slower approach now.
Mecha Rampage is trying to protect that last wheel.
Oh!
Oh, what's happening to the drone?
Um,
The drone is stuck in the ceiling, and we can't even see the action on the ground.
okay.
I think we're gonna have to wait for the drone to get counted out because it can't move. I can't even see Mecha Rampage. I can barely see what Chromefly's doing.
This is an interesting fight.
Both main bots have kind of just stood still, waiting.
There
Okay,
it is.
the drone is done. Now it's down to the main bots.
Oh!
Oh, static shot on Chromefly.
Oh, there's
Last
the
wheel on Mecha Rampage. This fight is over, and it didn't come easy for Chromefly. It came with a lot of late drama. He lost his drone to a Havoc glitch, and he nearly lost the fight. But right when he was threatened, he stepped up and sealed the win. Well, it was a very good start in this fight for Chromefly, almost immediately getting half of Mecha Rampage's wheels ripped off.
Yeah, I think he could have done it faster, but, you know, Mecha Rampage did a good job at keeping Chromefly at bay. However, I'm still a little salty over the drone. I feel like the drone is like its own separate entity, and it does way too good of a job.
Yeah, that direct shot had the weapon motor smoking of Mecha Rampage. And then it got a little weird. The drone all of a sudden tipped over, got stuck on the ceiling, we had to wait a little bit.
It would have been very interesting if during that stick, Chromefly happened to die from Mecha Rampage. Would that have counted against it, or would you have gone with that decision?
Good thing we don't have to figure that out.
That was close. Chromefly nearly threw that away.
Yeah, I was glad the drone got out of it though.
And it's another one of those fights where people have always been confused. Wait, there's no crab walking rule? It's like, no, if a bot still has his weapon going and still has one wheel, he can still potentially win fights. And Mecha Rampage nearly showed us why we keep it going no matter what. But, I don't know. Should we revisit that rule?
I think so. It would be interesting to look into it.
Yeah, we'll think about it.
Maybe. Anyways, we're gonna get into the next fight of the night. But I lied. We're going to commercial.
Oh, wow, that's rude.
Gasp. It's like the actual show, the music, the
It's your fucking nightmare.
Hi there, welcome to the Coleslaw on the Barangoat Twitch page. If you came here for good gameplay, well, you won't always find it.
I didn't get out.
Please get out.
I didn't get out. I didn't get out. What? I swear to God.
But don't worry, sometimes it does happen.
Oh my God! Finally! Put it in the mix. Oh wow. Oh wow. Finish it! Oh!
We may be average and inconsistent at the games we play, but one thing you can always find here is banter.
Ow, magic stepping on a testicle.
Good times,
Sir, you didn't pay for that. It was free, damn it. Why are you trying to profile me?
and plenty of questionable comments. Negro666 is now following. Oh no! So, if that sounds appealing to you, then follow us and join our strange community. We stream at least 3 nights a week, and we also have a YouTube channel with more offensive content there. Thank you for watching, and hopefully you stick around. You might find something funny.
She's a lumber black.
It's your fucking nightmare.
Alrighty, and welcome back. So, now we are going to go to the 6th fight, but to more disappointment, it's just going to be highlighted. So you get to see a little bit of Panic Attack versus Warhawk.
For Panic Attack and Warhawk, the game plan was simple. Get the win and look good doing it. Let the bot battle begin. But as the fight began, it was clear that would be easier said than done. He's got Panic Attack pinned in the corner. Both bots struggled to get under one another, with Warhawk looking more likely to break the deadlock. And eventually he did, but his vertical disc lacked the power to cause Panic Attack serious damage.
It looks like the disc has stopped.
Panic Attack knew Warhawk was vulnerable to flipping himself, but his attempt to upend the spinner backfired.
And he drives Panic Attack into the wall nicely and gets underneath.
With little offense to show up to this point, Panic Attack's desperation increased, but Warhawk rarely took advantage of his opportunities.
That disc is still struggling to cut through that armor.
The fight went the distance, where it was no surprise that Warhawk took the victory.
Well, Panic Attack lived up to his namesake, and that cost him the fight.
Yeah, he really looked dumbfounded as to how to beat Warhawk, and that's not the approach he would have wanted. You know, he was 2-1, he was in the driving seat, and he screwed it up.
Yeah, he messed up. But it happens. And if you ever have a panic attack, it's okay for failure to happen.
Yeah.
Remember that. Yeah. Gonna go into the 7th fight tonight. We have Gold Digger versus Mortis. Mortis' season might have looked a lot different had he held on for that first round match against Death Roll.
To an extent, I feel bad for Mortis, because right now he comes into this fight at 1-2 with the schedule that he had, but he put on a clinic against Death Roll, who we now know has had a pretty damn good season. So imagine if he had won that fight, Mortis, gets a better opponent in the second round, you go from there with, you know, the flow chart of how his season could have gone, but it definitely would have been better than where it is now.
And for Gold Digger, it hasn't always gone his way, but a 2-2 finish would suit him well.
Let's face it, Gold Digger's a bot that as the field gets a lot faster and stronger, his design is just gonna be obsolete. Yeah, he was a former quarterfinalist, but I don't expect much out of him every season. 2-2 wouldn't be too bad. If he could make the tournament off that, it would be nice, but I don't know. He should take what he can get.
Yeah, well, let's see if he takes what he gets.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square.
If he asks you to lend him $100, be prepared to never see that money again. It's not for the bills. Dad just wants a new pair of shoes.
It's Gold Digger! In the blue square.
He's not as good of a Mort as Voldemort. He's more like Mort from Madagascar. Do you need any Mort examples?
It's Mortis!
Alright, Cap, it's a battle between two bots that have had success in other seasons, not this season. But who do you fancy in this fight? The two-weaponed Mortis or the swinging axe of Gold Digger?
Now, Nick, this really could go either way, because on one hand, Mortis has got, you know, the flipper, the axe, it can flip it up and sort of clamp it with the both of them and do damage while keeping Gold Digger from really spinning up. But it's got those really wide, exposed sides that Gold Digger could catch really easily. I feel like if Gold Digger is driven well, there's nothing that Mortis can really do, but any sort of driving mistake could really cost Gold Digger and give Mortis the upper hand. But if I were a betting man, I'd have to go with Gold Digger here.
Let the bot battle begin! Which one of these old-timers will boost their chances of making the tournament?
Strategy-wise, Mortis has to be careful because Gold Digger is going to be swinging around, getting his sides in his back, just like that. But on the opposite end, Gold Digger has to be careful because Mortis is going to just try and chop away at his weapon.
A couple early shots there from Mortis. And then he swings the other way. He's very good about changing his direction very quickly. So Mortis has to be aware of that as well as he tries to move in with the axe. Ooh, hard shot by Gold Digger.
And again.
And a third.
And a fourth.
Fourth. Maybe even a fifth there. 4.5 we'll give him.
Mortis isn't doing the best right now.
His drive is slower than the swinging speed of Gold Digger, it seems, but he's got to move in a little bit more convincingly. Try and get him off balance as Gold Digger continues to swing back and forth with a couple more hard shots. He's absolutely teeing off at the moment. It's been a very poor start from Mortis. Gold Digger keeping the separation. Gets back to swinging. A couple more misfires as well from Mortis, and a static shot.
This does not look to be good for Mortis at this point in time.
He finally responds with another flip, but takes one more static shot.
One more and he's gonna be done.
And we're only halfway through the fight, and he's already on the brink. Gold Digger sensing blood as Mortis senses he needs to run away. Well, that's not going to get him a victory in this fight. He needs to do a little bit more.
And that's it.
That was not what Mortis needed. Gold Digger gets a big win. Well, I think this battle ended up being a little more one-sided than we all hoped for. Mortis started off okay, but he never got going after that initial attack.
We may have hoped for it to be less one-sided, but I had an inkling it was gonna be this result from the beginning, to be honest. It's very hard to get around Gold Digger, and like you said, Mortis has a slower movement speed than Gold Digger's swing, so it just wasn't gonna work in his favor.
What really won Gold Digger the fight was that exchange where he got 5 solid shots in a row. Mortis just never got close enough to him to get the flips until it was too late. He got that flip late at the end, but the damage was already done, and then a little bit more right after that.
Gold Digger got the win.
Good win for him, too. If that's the end of his season, and I say if because he is 2-2,
Yeah.
and that might be the bubble for the tournament, if it's the end of his season, it wasn't too bad in the end, you know?
Yeah, we never know. I mean, we might know. Well, he might know.
I know, I can't say anything.
Yeah, I don't know. So I don't know.
It's true.
Anyways, going to the main event, we have Surgeon General versus Razer. In a stellar season that's seen him already qualify, Razer now gets the chance to improve his rank.
It's incredible how his story is just getting better and better this year. Now 5-0 overall in Season 6, with the chance to go 6-0, 4-0 in Fight Night. I'm throwing a lot of numbers at you, but the most important thing is that he hasn't even lost this season. He's looked incredible, and now with already the worry of getting into the tournament out of the way, because he's in, he just can go for top 8, top 4, even if he wins in a convincing fashion. It's amazing. What a great build.
Now, how worried are you for Surgeon General's tournament hopes? As it stands, his only win wasn't much to gloat about.
Yeah, that is the big question mark around his current schedule and his resume is, okay, he's 1-2. He's had some difficult fights. But his win was because Cobalt fell over him within 5 seconds of the fight. If he loses this and it's a loss where he doesn't look good at all, I'm really worried for Surgeon General. And I like him. I hope he gets in. He's one of the originals.
Well, let's see if this is just an easy win to gloat about, or if it's something that can possibly change standings. Down the bottom.
There's a lot writing on it. A lot.
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
A lot of writing.
This is why I don't like talking about seed.
Ladies and gentlemen, are you ready? It's robot fighting time! In the red square.
It's about time they gave you a challenge. If you want the nut, you're gonna have to bust it out. That was weird.
It's Surgeon General! In the blue square.
This bot and his name are so old, he now comes with a trigger warning. Don't let your emotions get in the way when you face Razer!
After going 3-0 in Fight Night, Razer faces his toughest challenge yet. A horizontal, invertible spinner fighting for his tournament life. Stakes don't get much higher than this. Let the main event begin. And it starts off with Surgeon General flipping himself to go into horizontal mode, and now we will fight on. That strategy will probably make it tougher for Razer because he's got that disc right in his face, right in the beak, but he gets a good shot early.
Smoke already.
And parts off, it's Razer's head! Razer's lost the weapon head already! So it was a good idea for Surgeon General to flip himself. Immediate dividends paid off, but Razer shoves him weapon first into the wall in response.
So even though Razer lost his weapon, he still has a really good advantage in this match in terms of shoving capabilities.
He's underneath Surgeon General again as more parts fly off. So Razer won't be able to cause any damage unless he can get Surgeon General to the hazards. But for now, he holds him. I think there's a bit of a havoc glitch in there. Surgeon General is back into undercutter mode.
There was a little bit of a havoc glitch there, but I don't know if it's going to be helpful or hurtful.
Razer underneath Surgeon General again. He's got to completely change his strategy now, but he flips Surgeon General over using the little Shrinek arms on the side. I don't know if that was the wisest decision, but we'll have to see how that unfolds.
Razer now kind of just carrying him around the box.
Yeah, Surgeon General's wheels are stranded, so this is very good work from Razer, just holding him, draining the clock. It's really the only thing Razer can do now that he's without his primary weapon, and he's scooped up Surgeon General again.
Yeah, at this point, I don't know how the rest of this match is going to go, but it seems to me that Razer's in control and Surgeon General's just along for the ride.
Can Surgeon General get any more damage and really slow down Razer? He's back into undercutter mode. I think a tooth fell off of Surgeon General, if I'm not mistaken.
And then something
a wheel! Is that a Razer wheel? Yeah, it is. The front left wheel of Razer came off there in that last exchange. And did the front right wheel just go as well?
And now there's smoke.
And now all of a sudden Razer's in desperation mode.
Razer has to be careful.
He's done a great job up to this point, but if he continues, Surgeon General might knock him out.
There's now a lot of smoke coming from Razer, but I haven't seen any static shots yet.
Surgeon General has lost both of his main teeth. He's still got some damaging pieces on the weapon, but he's looking a little worse for wear. But can Razer hold on to a judge's decision? He's doing everything he can as we hit the final few seconds, and he scooped up Surgeon General again, but lost it.
Yeah, these last few moments are going to be crucial for both bots.
It could be crucial for seeding as well. Razer trying to maintain an unbeaten record. Surgeon General trying to survive, and the clock finishes with Razer holding him again. This judge's decision is going to be a close one.
All right, Nick, how do you think they're going to decide this battle?
Well, there's a lot of factors to consider. The first being that Surgeon General will get some strategy points for flipping into horizontal mode. Paid immediate dividends when right here he's able to completely tear off Razer's weapon and render it useless.
We do, however, have to think that Razer is going to get a lot of points for kind of just bullying Surgeon General around the arena. Razer losing his weapon literally at the beginning of this match may have lost him it in the end. It all depends.
Now, Cap, we've kind of seen fights like this before. In fact, there was a fight in the qualifiers this year where one bot took a lot of damage but also held a lot of the control in the match. Do you see this going the same way that one did?
Yeah, I see this is very reminiscent of that Copperhead Quantum fight, and I feel like you've just gotta... While Surgeon General got all those damage points, I feel like the control and aggression was just a masterclass and a real domination from Razer. So it's going to depend on how many damage points you give Surgeon General and how many other points you can really give it other than that, because it didn't look like it could get much, but we're going to have to see.
The results from the judges are in. We have a split decision. Judge Nick scored the battle for Surgeon General! Judge which scored the battle for Razer! Judge Matt scored the battle for your winner. Razer!
Well, Razer got the win.
That's incredible. You know, he lost his weapon in, the first 15 seconds and still ran Surgeon General around the ring. And yeah, it was a split decision, but there was so much in that fight. There were so many good moments from Razer. I cannot believe where this has gone for him.
Yeah. It's one of those fights, too, that, like, you go into it expecting greatness, and then a weapon's lost, like, right away.
It's not quite how we thought it would go. Maybe some did think it would go that way. But, yeah, that's shaking up the standings, because Razor's going to be in the top half. Surgeon General might not be in at all. And then, between all of the other fights we've seen tonight, a lot of bots, again, in the middle of the pack, finding out where they belong, finding out where their record is.
It's crazy to think, but we've seen a bunch of fights. I'm super excited to see how the cards are going to line up.
Yeah, tonight alone we saw Panic Attack, Warhawk go to 2-2, Gold Digger to 2-2, and I'm sure I'm forgetting other names. But we have one more episode of Fight Night left, Sam.
It's crazy. I'm super stoked.
We're gonna reveal the bracket.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Yep, super excited.
And for those of you that don't know, I've known the results of the tournament for like almost a year now. She doesn't know a damn thing.
I don't know nothing.
All of her commentary is knowing nothing. And I am so excited to finally get to reveal the secrets. Oh, I can't wait.
Well, anyway, that's the end of the episode. Unless you want to sit around for a little bit, we're just going to casually talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how about them Bears?
No.
Okay.
All right, get out of here. Bye.
Yeah, goodbye.